Need a little help achieving your goals as an author? The Apex Writers Group can help. Apex offers an incredible set of resources for writers regardless of your stage of development. Whether you want to break into the publishing field, level up to bestseller, or begin selling more books than you've ever imagined, as a member of Apex, you'll get access to the training, motivational tools, and supporting community that you need to achieve your personal goals. Apex continues to honor and promote the vision of its founder, award-winning author and writing coach David Farland. In fact, as a member of Apex, you'll have access to his 40 years of wisdom, including the audited versions of his 14 best-selling writing workshops and courses. Plus, you'll also receive his seminars and 4 books on writing as a free bonus. What else does membership include? Well, how about the opportunity to ask questions and gain insights from top experts in the field to help you stay motivated and focused while learning new skills in how to write, edit, publish, and market your work. You'll have ongoing interaction with hundreds of other community members eager to share their experiences and suggestions. You'll receive admission to our international writing events and entry into the group's writing competitions, and so much more. Apex Writers Group. The next chapter in your life begins today.
I've been writing all my life. I've been telling stories since I could talk. According to my parents, I was telling stories to my little brothers, my cousins, and when I finally went to sleepaway camp, to my fellow campers, because when I was in camp, there were no devices and no televisions allowed, no radios at night. So I would tell stories and keep people happy until they went to sleep. So always had an audience, had imaginary friends, all sorts of storylines running in my head. I started writing down stories whenever I thought of them. My best friend always told me that if she wanted to read something interesting, she could reach into the back seat of my car. When I first started driving, I had a little old Volkswagen, and I would write stories actually on graph paper. Don't ask me why. That was the affectation of the moment. And I would, anything that I was finished with, or if I finished with a pad, I'd throw it in the back seat. Kept going with that. I was writing humorous stories for the Society for Creative Anachronism when I was active with them. Yes, I wrote a few fan stories. Over the years, I wrote a total of 12. That was it. I was writing technical articles when I started my job in television. I was technical operations manager for a television station in Chicago. And I quit to start writing independently. My first published work that was paid for were technical articles for a magazine called Video Action. Then I started writing game materials for Mayfair Games, which was owned by the Bromley brothers, Darwin Bromley, president, and my soon-to-be husband, Bill Fawcett. So I started writing game materials. Then Bill came up with a project to write Choose Your Own Adventures set in licensed worlds. So that was the next thing that I published, along with some short stories. And from there went to my first novels, which came out in both of them in the same month in 1990. Since then, I've published a total of about 56 books and over 175 short stories, most of them in anthologies. I've written a couple of nonfiction fiction books, The Dragon Lover's Guide to Pern and The Visual Guide to Xanth. I've been teaching in workshops since very early on. So starting with WindyCon and going on to many, many others. I teach the 2-day writing workshop at DragonCon. This will be year 12. It's very intense because people submit a manuscript and we workshop it together, and I write an individual critique for each of them.